Earlier this year, we lost the great Jay Briscoe. The Briscoe are one of the greatest tag teams of all times and will go down as two of the best to never work for WWE. They were both gifted talents, being able to brawl with the best while putting together technical work with Ray RH and other promotions. So we've decided to rank the top 10 tag team matches they've had together. But starting off with number 10, the Briscoes versus Kevin Steen and El Generico at Manhattan Mayhem 2. This was a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it allowed them to build a different story against their opponents. It was a clean sweep for the Briscoes as they ended up taking both falls for a comfortable victory. Of course, they put a 20-minute encounter to get this match together, making it an engaging bout. It was a lot of fun with these four men having terrific chemistry. At number 9, they took on Namaji and Takashi at Noah the Second Navigation. When wrestling fans typically think about the Briscoes, it's ROH. However, they did spend some time at Noah, and this led to this fantastic match. They had a fantastic match, which was slightly different from the type of bats they would have in ROH. This featured a lot more striking, hard-hitting action, but the fight and brawl is when the Briscoes really do come alive. Number 8, the Briscoes versus the Motor City Machine Guns at ROH Return Engagement. The Briscoes worked many times with them, and they always went for a crazy pace, which made these matches fun to watch. This was a case which was a brilliant match from start to finish. Rather than trying to worry too much about psychology or slowing things down, they just let the audience embrace in what was a brilliant match, creating a fantastic crowd. Number 7 was them teaming with Jimmy Rave and John Walters against Generation X. While they typically work best as a tag team match, this match certainly proved they can work well in an 8-man match as well. It was a star-making match for Generation X. They was the next wrestlers getting the spotlight. With so many brilliant wrestlers involved here, there's a lot going on throughout the match, and the frantic energy, constant action delivered this match really well. Number 6 against the Motor City Machine Guns at Good Times, Great Memories. Another match against this team, and it's one that fans voted slightly higher. This is deservedly so, as they put together a 40-minute classic here. This is often considered to be one of the best tag matches in history. They are two iconic teams and had everything here. High flying, chain wrestling, and just an all-out brawl. The match covered basically, like I say, all tastes for fans. Number 5 is against STEEN and GENERICO at Man Up. The ladder war stipulation is one of the best in wrestling histories, and the Briscoes involved in several of them over the years. This one was one of the greatest of all time, as they truly pushed the limits. It was filled with creative spots and major bumps. It's no surprise considering the people in the ring. They were always putting together interesting moments, and things they did throughout most of the card, I think it's fair to say, left most of the audience pretty stunned. But moving on into number 4, and that is against STEEN and Generico again at Death Before Dishonor. This was an interesting match, and it had actually been advertised ahead of time. Instead, the Briscoes had a singles match against Kevin Steen and El Generico, and they added to a third bout to the show, which was this excellent encounter. Because the fans had already been emotionally investigated, things built up with ease. It was also a street fight, meaning it was less structured and more all-out brawls. Moving on to number 3, and that is against FTR at Death Before Dishonor. The second match of this classic trilogy took out with 2 out of 3 falls match, which raised the stakes in a big way. Even though it's arguably the weakest of the 3, it doesn't change the fact it was an instant 5-star caliber. The classic rightfully main evented match lasted 40 minutes and was grueling war of attrition, concluding with FTR reigning supreme and successfully defending their titles. But moving on into number 2, and that's against FTR. This is one of the most recent matches the Briscoe put out, and what a way to go it was. If that's the case, that created an unbelievable match against FTR with a dream encounter for fans that have been heavily hyped, that didn't disappoint with an incredible back and forth match that saw both teams play to their strengths and turn the styles. It was competitive with near falls, great double teams, and a red hot crowd, which created a brilliant encounter. And number 1 is against, you guessed it, FTR at Final Battle. They completed their ridiculously insane trilogy by adding yet another contender for best tag team match of all time in a double dog collar match. The stipulation increased the sheer brutality and violence of the bout, and even included a blade job from the ref. The Briscoes finally managed to get the better of FTR and win their titles back in what was quite simply put a wonderful moment for them. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and lots of comments on for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.